WSYX News on your side. But first, this breaking news alert.
And we are following breaking news. A man who was once Ohio's top cop has had his day in court. Thanks for joining us this noon hour. I'm Andy Dominiani.
And I'm Amy Lutz. Marc Dann came in this morning accused of a pair of ethics violations and says that he takes full responsibility for everything.
WSYX on your side. Reporter Emily Reamer is live at the courthouse with more on what Dann is facing now. Emily.
Yeah, Andy, on the 4th floor of the courthouse here this morning, the judge sentenced Marc Dann to 500 hours of community service and ordered him to pay a $1,000 fine. Dann quietly walked into the courtroom this morning with his attorney and stood next to him, for the most part really not saying anything except to say guilty when asked to enter his plea. He was charged with one count of improper compensation, using his campaign money to pay for hotels and rent for 2 of his aides, and one count of filing a false financial statement, not declaring some of the gifts he got as Attorney General. Now, Dann says that he takes full responsibility for his actions and that he wants to move on.
Is that a trial would have been devastating on my law practice. I've now been investigated for longer than I served in office, and I thought it just was time to bring this to an end for the benefit of my family and for the benefit of the state.
Now, Dann told reporters after that court appearance that he does plan to defend himself to the Law Disciplinary Review Council. They could yank his law license because of this conviction. Now, Dann has 2 years to complete that community service, and he says that he needs extra time to pay that fine the judge gave him until the end of the month. We're live at the Franklin County Courthouse. I'm Emily Reamer, WSYX on your side. All right, thank you, Emily. A man accused of running an illegal pit bull breeding ring was in court this morning as well. A judge set bond at $100,000 for John Peterman. Yesterday, authorities seized 19 dogs from his home in Whitehall. The dogs were taken to an animal shelter. Now, unfortunately, that shelter does not adopt out pit bulls. Shelter officials are now waiting for a rescue group to come forward to take the dogs. One man is in the hospital after a confrontation with police. It happened on Westwood Drive in West Columbus. Police were driving by when they say they saw a large crowd and they heard gunfire. Police confronted the crowd and one man was uncooperative. The officers wrestled to the ground, and during the struggle his gun went off and the man was shot in the foot. No charges have been filed pending a further investigation.
Bond has been set at $275,000 for a man accused of shooting at another driver after a hit-and-run crash and then engaging police in an hours-long standoff. Tommy Costin was in court this morning, charged with aggravated assault. Police say after the hit and run, the other driver followed Costin to an apartment building. They argued. That's when the other driver says Costin got a gun and opened fire.
Hard to believe, but for the second time this week, a man is now in custody after trying to steal an ambulance. It happened in East Columbus. Police say they found the man drunk and slumped over the wheel of his car. Now, as they tried to take him to the hospital, he apparently tried to climb over behind the wheel of an ambulance. Medics called police for help, and the man was taken to jail.
And in your first morning weather, things are going to be changing around central Ohio with strong storms on the way. But at least this midday, weather looking great, just windy and heating things up. Let's get you outside live to Powell, where we're tracking really a beautiful midday. But we are definitely going to see some warmer temperatures heading in our direction. There you go. Some kids saying hi and enjoying the great weather again live in Powell, Delaware County. Not the brightest right now, but we've got a pretty good afternoon. Well, let me get you to the changes. And first warning Doppler, our lightning tracker noticed in Columbus and across central Ohio. No storms yet. In fact, all of them a far way away, north of Toledo in Michigan and over Lake Erie. But eventually we are going to see storms heading in our direction. I think the greatest threat going to be rolling in as we head toward tonight. So the next several hours we stay dry, just windy. 71 now, and temperatures should be shooting up into the 80s by the end of today. By 8 p.m., the first hint that we could be tracking some storms, and I think it's a little later tonight that severe weather becomes a possibility, with gusty, damaging winds possible, along with some pretty big hail. We're tracking those changes and taking you hour by hour to your neighborhood and your weekend plans All still ahead, Andy, in your First Warning forecast.
All right, Lisa, thanks. If you're near your computer and you can still watch us and chat at the same time, join us for our live lunchtime web chat. Our website, abc6onyourside.com, is up and running. Click on the live chat icon. We'll be talking about Marc Dann's court appearance this morning, as well as those 19 pit bulls taken out of a house in Whitehall and many more top news stories of the day. Whatever's on your mind, let us know on our live lunchtime chat on abc6onyourside.com.
Grocery stores and delis are checking to make sure that they don't have any contaminated lettuce. This after officials decided that it could carry E. coli. The lettuce comes from Freshway Foods in Shelby County. Giant Eagle released a statement today saying that the romaine lettuce was sold in Freshway prepared salad, sold between April 30th and May 6th. None of the bagged or packaged salads under the Giant Eagle, Farmers Market, Market District, or Nature's Basket brands were affected. Up to 15 people here in Ohio could have been affected by this particular outbreak. A very delicate operation is underway right now on the OSU campus. ABC6 on your side, Shelby Costo joins us live to tell us about a project that will help astronomers see far into the galaxy. Shelby.
That's right, Amy. This is not only a huge day for the astronomy department here on OSU's campus, but for the entire OSU community. Now take a look behind me. This massive crane is getting ready to lift out part of a huge telescope. Then that telescope is getting shipped to an observatory in Arizona. Now this is a very exciting time for students and staff here because this project has been nearly 10 years in the making. You're looking at what soon will be part of the world's largest telescope. It weighs 4 tons and is over 14 feet long, and crews are getting ready to move it to its new home in Mount Graham, Arizona.
This is one of the largest and most sophisticated line analyzers that's yet been built, and it's being built, of course, for the large binocular telescope.
It's an exciting day for OSU professor Richard Pogge, who has been working on this project with students and staff.
So in the last year, all the frustration and troubles finding funding and everything like that has finally come together, and we turned it on and kind of just learned how to make a dance.
Not only is its size impressive, Professor Pogge says this telescope will allow astronomers to look deeper into the universe than ever before.
So it's going to give us a tremendous insight into the inner workings of the universe from its earliest days to the present.
But the work is never done here. As soon as it's moved, Professor Pogge and his team will begin a new project and make another spectrograph just like this one. On OSU's campus, Shelby Costo, ABC6 on your side.
ODOT is taking on a new project to help with traffic congestion in Delaware County. A new railroad overpass on Home Road between Sawmill Parkway and Liberty. ODOT has put up signs along Home Road. About 30 trains a day cross it, slowing down traffic and delaying school buses, police, and fire. Construction should be complete in the fall of 2011. New information now on the 17-year-old boy hit and killed by the driver of a minivan in Licking County. It happened on State Route 661 near Granville. Troopers tell us the victim, Nicholas Purnell, was crossing the street when he was hit. The teenager lived in South Columbus with his mom. Neighbors there held a prayer service for Nicholas and his family. No charges have been filed yet, but troopers say the case will be sent to the Licking County prosecutor for review. ABC6 is on your side this noon. Coming up, the verdict is in for a Navy SEAL from Ohio accused of beating a suspected terrorist.
Plus, the typo that led to an absolute nosedive on Wall Street.
Well, it was like a TV movie or something.
And a high-speed chase with a twist. How a man's pregnant girlfriend ended up on the side of the road.
Oh, that's awful too much.
Investigating government spending.
That's ridiculous. That's for a month?
The huge price tag you're paying for the 3 local buildings housing census workers. Why the government won't tell you what your money is buying.
I just think it's outrageous.
Monday at 11.
Step on it. Let's do this.
Just to clarify, it's AT&T Internet service that's now the fastest speed in town, up to 24 megs. When you need to move fast, call AT&T. Get high-speed internet for just $24.95 or less a month for 12 months with a select bundle. Plus, when you get AT&T high-speed internet at home, you also get access to the nation's largest Wi-Fi network on the go at no extra charge. So get the fastest speed in town for $24.95 or less a month for 12 months with a select bundle and a 1-year price guarantee.
Enhance your outdoor living experience with Omniscapes. We are Central Ohio's premier landscape and outdoor design experts. With our pavers, stamped concrete, and one-of-a-kind service staff, we'll make your dreams a reality.
We have a barbecue and a 3-tiered patio that Omniscapes did for us. We spend all of our free time out there, and our family and friends just love it.
Call Omniscapes at 614-569-0813 to schedule your complimentary estimate. Expand your outdoor living with Omniscapes.
He used to be the boyfriend you had to fight.
His deception was exposed.
He had lied to me the night before about where he was.
I would have wanted to confront him about it, because that's what women do.
Next Judge Judy.
Today at 4 on ABC6.
A memorial service was held today to honor and remember Ohio Highway Patrol officers and workers who died in the line of duty. Their families were escorted into a place of honor. Highway Patrol Colonel David Dickin and Highway Safety Director Kathy Collins-Taylor spoke to their families. Taps played and a bell rang as each name was called out, including the most recent trooper to be remembered, Andrew Baldridge, who died in an on-duty crash.
A military jury found an Ohio Navy SEAL not guilty on charges that he punched a suspected terrorist. Petty Officer 2nd Class Matthew McCabe is from Perrysburg near Toledo. He, along with 2 other SEALs, were charged with striking a captured suspect. Now, that suspect is believed to be the mastermind behind an attack on American contractors back in 2004. It took a jury less than 2 hours to acquit him.
We're all acquitted of these charges. We're all going to move on with our careers. We're putting this all behind us, and it's done and over with. You know, I'm going to try not to think about it ever again, and just move on and live a happy life.
McCabe's trial was held in Virginia, where his SEAL team is based. He could have received up to a year in jail if he was convicted. Coming up next on ABC6, an electoral upheaval leads to parliamentary mess in Great Britain.
I just think that if students were given the option of using marijuana instead of alcohol, that hopefully a lot of the violence on campuses would go down.
Plus, why some mothers say legalizing pot would be better for families across the country.
OJ's Roofing and Siding Company has been a family-owned business for over 40 years. We use only the best GAF shingles, and we'll beat any written estimate for roof replacement or repair. Call OJ's Roofing and Siding Company at 279-7816. The workmanship is great, the price is right.
Your car need painting after this long, rough winter? Waiting for your tax return to pay for it? Act now. Maaco has all its paint services on sale, no matter what your needs. Maaco's Ambassador Paint Service, now only $249. Better get Maaco, the collision repair shop that paints cars.
Are you making it easier for bacteria to grow on your dentures? You are if you use toothpaste instead of soaking them in Polident. Toothpaste is abrasive on dentures. Look, scratches where bacteria can collect and grow, and bacteria can cause bad breath. That's why I recommend replacing toothpaste with Polident. Only Polident is proven to clean without scratching and kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria. Don't scratch your dentures clean. Use Polident every day.
The chance of a lifetime is this close.
Big question here.
Emotions run wild.
I'm laughing and crying at the same time.
And the payoff is huge.
$250,000.
On Millionaire. Tonight at 7:30 on ABC6.
Driving without insurance is like driving naked, and you definitely don't want to be seen that way.
Step out of the car, sir.
Minimum coverage in 10 minutes at 1-800-SAFE-AUTO or safeauto.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more.
Do you suffer from sore feet? Many people have found relief from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain by calling the Good Feet store. Hurry into Good Feet today.
To track storms, ABC6 First Warning Weather.
Time to stop by RCD Sales for our open house event. Right now, May 8th through the 15th, we're selling new Fleetwood motorhomes for just $69.9. Check out these brand new Hideout travel trailers, 18 to 38 feet, all priced under $20,000. Some starting as low as $10,995. We also have Jayco's, Cougars, Outbacks, Hornets, and Springdales all in stock and ready to go. We've worked with both national and local lenders to achieve the best financings for our open house event. And remember, we take cars, trucks, boats, and RVs on trade. Don't miss our open house May 8th through the 15th. Only at RCD Sales.
Taking a look.
Parliament. Britain's Prime Minister is opening the door for negotiations to form a government. The leader of the majority party traditionally gets the first chance to form the government and become Prime Minister. But since no party has won a majority of seats, Gordon Brown has the right to stay in office and try to win a confidence motion in Parliament. He says he just wants to make it work.
The outcome has been delivered by the electorate. It is our responsibility now to make it work for the national good.
With results in from 621 out of 650 seats, Conservatives have 291, the incumbent Labour Party has 251, and the Liberal Democrats just 52. Violent protests broke out in Greece again today after the parliament approved some harsh budget cuts necessary to secure an international bailout. Thousands of protesters gathered in front of Parliament to show their anger. Some threw bottles at police, who responded with tear gas and pepper spray. The government is cutting public sector salaries, raising the retirement age, and imposing new taxes on the Greek people.
A really cool event in Powell is drawing thousands to the Columbus suburb today. It's called Touch a Truck. Organizers bring in dozens of different kinds of trucks and allow kids and kids at heart to explore them to their heart's content. First Warning meteorologist Jerry Martz always wanted to be a fireman, and he's live in Powell now to show us what's going on there. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, this is a fantastic event. It's free to the public. We've got a couple of thousand people, a few dozen trucks here, and as you mentioned, all kinds. Touch a truck, garbage truck, cement truck, emergency vehicle, fire truck, and of course, our ABC6 and Fox 28 live truck, which we're broadcasting from today. We are here in the two men in a truck. We're going to work carefully down the ramp and looking at some of the kids. And we're having a great time here. A lot of visitors, maintaining my balance, and we're really having a nice time here. Say, it's free to everybody. The public, come on out. We're right here in Adventure Park in Powell, and we're going to be here until about 1 o'clock p.m. this afternoon. So if I can squeeze past you, we're looking pretty good. You guys having fun today? You want to be on TV, buddy? It's your chance. What's your name, pal?
Connor.
Connor. You have a fire chief? What other trucks did you visit today that you liked?
The fire trucks?
Fire truck? Anything else? Did you get to press any horns really loud? Yeah?
You're on TV?
Yeah? Oh, here you go. Did you guys have, you girls having fun today? Do you have some favorite trucks? Yeah? Hi, Mama. How about you, sweetie pie? Obviously, you've got a mouthful there. Are you having fun today? That's your sister. Are you having fun today, sweetie? Yes, this thing is on, and it's live TV. Anything could happen. You have a great day. Enjoy yourself. No problem. Again, we're live here at Touch a Truck. The conditions are fantastic. Expecting a couple of thousand of our favorite friends and neighbors down here, and this event goes on till 1 o'clock. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz from Powell, and things are nice and settled down now, Lisa, but I don't think that's going to be the case later on today. Here's Lisa with the forecast.
Yeah, we're tracking storms. Jerry, did she just try to lick that microphone? He's just shaking his forehead. We have little ones at home. I know how that is. Let's get you to First Warning weather. And you're seeing up near Powell a little bit of hazy sunshine. Going to really heat us up and actually going to provide some fuel for the storms that we're tracking. Let's get you outside to the big headlines as we take you through your Friday and your Friday night and, of course, into the weekend. And the next several hours, the big story just going to be the hotter weather, the windy weather, and the hazy sunshine. But by tonight, we are tracking storms moving in, and they could be strong to severe with possibly some high, even damaging winds, also some hail possible. So those are the big stories we're tracking moving forward, and we'll get you there. Let's start with right now and a big warm up. Now, it's taken a little while. We've got the clouds out there. They've been plaguing us most of the morning, but those are starting to break apart, and now we're getting back to some sunshine. From here on out, those temperatures spiking. Columbus at 70, Circleville at 71, and as we head up toward the heart of Delaware County, a little cooler, 68, and the hottest weather going to take a little longer to make it north of town, but for everyone, definitely going to be a warm and windy afternoon, and really spared around one of the storms. We've been tracking these for you all morning into midday, and most of the intense weather, thunder, lightning downpours, it's all sitting in Michigan right now and over Lake Erie. So that round of storms not going to affect us at all in central Ohio. In fact, those storms really just the leading edge of the hot weather that will be moving in today. But we've got another line on the way, and that's the one I'm concerned about that will be moving in as we head toward this evening and tonight. So let's get you outside to the risk that we've been keeping an eye on. And this here, all of the colors, the risk for severe weather across central Ohio. And where you're seeing that bright red, it basically draws a line from I-70 and all points north that includes Delaware and Powell and Marion. We're keeping an eye here for the moderate risk for severe weather. Now, south of 70, not that there's zero risk, there is, it's just a slight risk, so a little lower in terms of the intensity of the weather we're expecting. But what this definitely means is that severe storm watches and warnings possible, if not likely, as we head toward the second half of today. And let's start with first warning futurecast at 5:30. Now, heading through your evening plans, trying to barbecue. I really think most of us going to be dry. You're picking up here, and notice too the focus north of 70 on maybe a couple of isolated storms. I don't think they're widespread. I think for most of us it's a dry and really just a hot and windy evening. But watch what happens as we take you a little later tonight, and this is about 11:30. You can really see that line developing, and you can really see the colors, the orange, the yellow, clearly north of 70. So this is the line after dark tonight that comes through that we're a little more concerned about, with the potential for some of that damage. And we're really focusing on Columbus and Worthington, Westerville, and getting you a little closer to Delaware and Marion, and then north from there. I think that's where we'll be tracking some of the most intense weather. That line rolls through, and then a big change on the way heading into your Saturday. Maybe a couple of showers at about 3, but windy and dramatically cooler. Those are the big Saturday stories. And let's take you outside to 84 today. That south gusty wind, the hazy sun, 10 to 20 in terms of your winds and gusting. Tonight for you, down to 52, but the big headline, the showers, the intense storms rolling through, still very windy. Heading into your plans tonight and tomorrow, we're going to kick those winds up another notch, and temperatures just fall like a rock. 58 degrees. It's going to feel chilly. It's jacket weather tomorrow. Feeling more like fall than spring, and a couple of scattered showers around. Sunday will brighten it up, but still pretty chilly. In fact, may need to protect the plants and any flowers early Sunday morning. And then we'll warm it up, Amy, as we head into next week.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Today at noon, we are taking your thoughts during our lunchtime web chat during the hour. You can log on to abc6onyourside.com to join in on the discussion. Right now, we are talking about a bunch of things, being that it's Friday. A lot of people are talking about payday and, of course, the weather for the weekend. Storms, unfortunately, are on the way to central Ohio. Also talking about Marc Dann, the man who was once Ohio's top cop, in court today, accepting full responsibility on a pair of ethics charges there. Of course, he was sentenced to 500 hours of community service and a $1,000 fine. What do you think? Should it have been more stiff of a penalty? Let us know. Log on and join the chat right now. abc6onyourside.com.
All right, coming up next on ABC 6 on Your Side, we'll tell you how a billboard made one man's dreams come true. But first, Rachel Ray has a tip that might even help you when you're taking your four-legged friend on a trip.
You know, where my dog Isabu goes for daycare, they have this neat little tag with her picture on it and all of her pertinent information and the number of the vet. And I think it's a terrific tip for any pet owner, actually. You can make your own at home. Take a little picture of your animal. This is Izzy's best friend, Penny. Put all of your information down there, pop it into your wallet, and also when you're traveling, pop it onto their crate. If anything goes wrong in there, God forbid, they can get in touch with the vet just like that. And you, too.
Remember, you can watch Rachel Ray every weekday morning at 10 right here on ABC 6. We'll be right back.
Okay, you see a young woman who's clearly had too much to drink, at risk of being taken advantage of.
My hotel is literally 2 blocks away.
So the question is, what would you do? Watch the season premiere tonight at 9/8 Central, followed by 2020 on ABC.
Today's Rachel Ray tip is brought to you by Wasserstrom Superstore. Since 1902, Wasserstrom has provided high-quality kitchen supplies good enough to be chosen by the world's top chefs. Now you can shop where the pros shop, at the Wasserstrom Superstore. Our trained, knowledgeable associates can help you select the same quality products that have made us the nation's leading restaurant supplier. Featuring Libby, which has set the standard from glassware to china and everything in between. Whether you're opening your own restaurant or looking for professional-grade products for your home, visit Wasserstrom at 2777 Silver Drive in Columbus.
For traffic alerts sent right to your phone, go to abc6onyourside.com and click Text Me. Brought to you by the law offices of Kevin Kurgis.
How's Jim? Better. He's coming home soon, and I'm going to assure that he doesn't fall again. Really? I listened to you and called Bathsitter. Bathsitter came into our home and turned our old tub into a beautiful new walk-in shower. They took care of everything, the shower seat, safety bars, and even the shower doors. Now we can safely stay in our home longer.
Call Bathfitter today for your free in-home estimate. Bathfitter, we're the perfect fit.
It starts at 11 a.m. Friday. It ends at 9 p.m. Saturday. It's Ashley Furniture Home Store's 2-day sale. Take 20% off our everyday low prices or pay no interest for 4 years. Friday and Saturday only at Ashley Furniture Home Store.
Judge Judy, today at 4 on ABC6.
Enhance your outdoor living experience with Omniscapes. We are Central Ohio's premier landscape and outdoor design experts. With our pavers, stamped concrete, and one-of-a-kind service staff, we'll make your dreams a reality.
We have a barbecue and a 3-tiered patio that Omniscapes did for us. We spend all of our free time out there, and our family and friends just love it.
Call Omniscapes at 614-569-0813 to schedule your complimentary estimate. Expand your outdoor living with Omniscapes.
Welcome back. Crews are getting closer to containing a wind-fueled wildfire burning outside of Flagstaff, Arizona. The fire has charred nearly 550 acres of the national forest there. Investigators suspect a crew doing some welding maintenance work in the area may have sparked that blaze. We could see from this video just how intense that fire is.
A homeless man in Texas walked into his brand new home yesterday, all thanks to a big billboard and some very big hearts. Danny Silver stood high above I-35 in Austin, Texas for 2 days last week, asking for text message donations of $10. Well, in a little over 1 week, enough people donated money that he could buy a house. The billboard idea was a brainstorm from the group called Mobile Loaves and Fishes, run by Alan Graham.
I never really doubted what Mr. Graham and his wife could pull off because they was really great from the start. You know, they really tried hard to make sure everything went good and smooth for us.
The billboard will stay up in Austin, and it will feature another homeless person each week.
Coming up on ABC6 on your side at 12:30, Wall Street tries to bounce back from a day that included its worst single-day loss ever.
Plus, the intricate work begins on a plan to stop the massive amounts of crude oil leaking into the Gulf of Mexico.
And an NFL Hall of Famer arrested for allegedly having sex with a 16-year-old girl.
Also, spreading mulch. It's an annual rite of spring. Now, a new product promises to make your mulch look good year-round. We put it to the test, and we'll tell you the major downsides tonight on ABC6 News at 5.
The huge cost you're paying for census buildings. Monday.
This weekend at American Freight, Simmons closeout living room groups, this sofa and love seat, both $398. That's both sofa and love seat, only $398 complete. Simmons recliners, $198. Bring your pickup truck van, same day delivery, free layaway. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight, 5055 East Main, I-71 in Morris, 4701 Roberts Road, I-270 in West Broad, and in Delaware across from Oakland Nursery.
Allergies? Chlortrimeton. Hey, 1 dose of this, 6-hour relief. Chlortrimeton relieves itchy, watery eyes and sneezing for 12 full hours with less drowsiness than Benadryl. It does all that? Chlortrimeton, less drowsy relief that lasts 12 hours.
Laxatives? I've tried all these. This one's gritty. This one can make you bloated. Clearly, Miralax is the one for me. It relieves my constipation with no harsh side effects. Miralax. Restore your body's natural rhythm.
Utility bills are at an all-time high. Using this thermal camera, we can actually see where this home is losing energy. So how do we fix it? Install Champion Windows with our exclusive Comfort 365 glass. Champion Windows will reduce your home's energy loss and bring your utility bills down to size.
It's the Moonlight Madness sale. Get to the Champion Factory showroom this Friday only from 3 to 9 and save 35% on windows and doors and 20% on patio rooms.
For energy efficiency, call, click, or visit Champion today.
We were doing good work here in Ohio. Then my job got shipped to China. So when I heard that Congressman John Kasich voted for all those trade deals that sent Ohio jobs overseas, I just couldn't believe it. Kasich voted for NAFTA and even a special trade deal for China. And then Congressman Kasich moved to Wall Street and made millions working for Lehman Brothers. Congressman Kasich couldn't possibly understand what Ohioans are going through right now. And now he wants to be governor? Does Ohio really need a congressman from Wall Street for governor?
Okay,
I just talked to this guy who told me I could save $400 on my auto insurance if I switched to his company.
Did you get a real price comparison?
Well, no.
Here, log on to thegeneral.com for an online quote. You get a low rate, low monthly payment, and a down payment for as low as $59.
Wow, the General is cheaper.
And you get instant proof of insurance.
For the best car insurance rates online, go to the General and save some time.
ABC6 News on your side. But first, this breaking news alert.
We are continuing to follow a breaking story this noon. Former State Attorney General Marc Dann pleads guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges. ABC6 reporter Emily Reber was in the courtroom this morning. She is live outside the courthouse with the details now. Emily. Amy, this morning inside that courtroom, Marc Dann says he takes full responsibility for his actions, but he says that taking this plea deal was hard because at the time, everything he was doing he thought was legal. Dan walked into the courtroom quietly this morning with his attorney, just stood there as the charges against him were read out. He pled guilty to improperly using campaign money to pay for rent at a Dublin condo he shared with 2 of his top aides. Also pled guilty to not telling the State Ethics Commission about gifts and services he received while he was Attorney General. Now, he says even though he does accept responsibility, he thought that everything he was doing was okay.
There's no evidence anywhere, even speculatively, that I had any personal benefit, that there was any theft or any dishonesty.
And Dan told reporters after that court appearance that he wants to move on. He wants to focus on his law practice and his children. The judge did sentence him to 500 hours of community service, and he has to pay a $1,000 fine. We're live outside the courthouse. I'm Emily Remer, ABC6 on your side.
The April jobs report came out earlier today, and it shows the best job growth nationally in 4 years. 290,000 jobs were added in the U.S. last month alone, and the government says the hiring of some 66,000 temporary government workers to conduct the census helped overall payroll growth in April. Unemployment, however, rose nationally to 9.9%. They're still catching their breath on Wall Street after yesterday's record plunge in the Dow. Federal officials are among those trying to find out why stocks fell nearly 1,000 points within minutes, the biggest one-day drop in history. ABC's Lindsay Davis is at the New York Stock Exchange today.
The only glitch on Wall Street today, the Dow opened down, despite optimistic reports that things were looking up. Many economists hoped the positive jobs report would help soothe some of the volatility. A government report shows 290,000 jobs were added in April, significantly better than expected.
Today's job numbers, while welcome, leave us with a lot of work to do. It's going to take time to achieve the strong and sustained job growth that is necessary.
This is the 4th straight month of job growth, but the unemployment rate actually went up to 9.9%. The explanation, more workers have decided now is a good time to look for work. As far as investors, many are still reeling from yesterday's 6 minutes of terror, a nearly 1,000-point drop, the biggest plunge in Dow history.
That was probably the most disturbing trading activity that anybody's ever going to see in their lifetime.
The speculation on Wall Street is that the price drop was caused by human error, a typo, that a trader may have had a fat finger and instead of pressing M for million, they pressed B for billion. A few big stocks took dramatic dives. Accenture, in a matter of minutes, was wiped out from $40 down to a penny. NASDAQ canceled trades like that fell or rose more than 60%. And officials there say the technology should be revisited.
This was a different type of situation than I think the circuit breakers were meant to address.
The NASDAQ CEO says a combination of factors spooked the market, including the economic crisis in Greece. Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
Well, workers in the Gulf of Mexico are taking the next step to containing massive amounts of oil flowing into the Gulf of Mexico. Workers eased a giant concrete and steel box into the Gulf last night. The box is meant to capture the oil so that it can be siphoned into a tanker on the surface. The structure could be operational by Sunday. Salons all over the country are helping an effort to collect human and pet hair to soak up the oil in the Gulf. Oil clings to the tiny scales in hair, making it very helpful to clean up. The hair will be sent to several places, including the California company Matter of Trust, which makes booms and mats helpful in the cleaning up of oil spills.
First warning weather time, and hot and stormy weather heading for central Ohio. And let's get you back live to that sunshine breaking out up in Delaware County. Good afternoon at Powell. Really, the morning clouds thinning. It's getting brighter. But this bright, hot weather may actually fuel some of our storms. Temperatures right now, we are definitely starting to heat up now that those bright skies are back. Notice Lewis Center already up to 70. In Hilliard, we've hit 72. And Pickerington also in the 70s, on our way to 80s. And at least for now, notice first warning Doppler looking fine across Franklin and Delaware County. No rain, no lightning, no storms yet. That is going to change, and as you're making your plans, I really think the greatest threat going to be a little later tonight. So in the meantime, just very windy, brighter skies, 84 by 4 p.m. and by 8, right around sunset, could start to see a couple of those storms rolling in, but I think a little closer to 10, 11 for most of us, and we'll continue tracking those storms hour by hour and show you the biggest concerns tonight in terms of severe weather. That's all ahead, Andy, in your first warning forecast.
All right, Lisa, thank you. A man is in the hospital right now after a fight with 2 juveniles and a medieval weapon. Eyewitnesses say after an argument, the man went inside of his house and got a sword. He threw the sword to the ground and turned his back for a second. That's when police say the juveniles attacked him, beating him over the head. Police are still looking for them this afternoon. And a Columbus cop has been injured in a confrontation. Police officer David LaRoche was getting out of his car to help another officer on East 17th Avenue in South Linden when it happened. Police say that Michael Weish approached Officer LaRoche and punched him in the head. Officer LaRoche was knocked unconscious, and today Weish is charged with assault on a peace officer.
An NFL Hall of Famer is in some big trouble this afternoon. Yesterday, former New York Giants great Lawrence Taylor was arrested and charged with raping a 16-year-old girl. Now, police say the girl had been forced into prostitution, and Taylor paid her $300 for sex. That's what they're saying. The 51-year-old has faced drug and tax evasion charges in the past. He's been released on $75,000 bail. Well, puppies are cute, but they have some nasty habits. Coming up next on ABC6, how to break the nastiest one of them all.
Also, help ABC6 solve consumer-related problems and get results. We're looking for volunteers to staff our new ABC6 On Your Side Call for Action phone line. Volunteers are going to be needed Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1. To apply and join our team, call us at 1-800-647-1756.
Next ET, Erin Andrews' rehearsal after the Hasselbeck attack. Plus, Dancing's Lawrence Taylor's violent past after his rape arrest. And the world's fattest mom's breakfast in bed. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on ABC6.
Happy times, the wonder years, when caring for the customer was number one. Major's Medical Supply will put that personal service back into your life. If you're having difficulty getting around, a Jazzy or Jet power chair may enable you to get back your freedom and independence. Our mobility specialists offer in-home demonstrations. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurances. Call Major's Medical Supply today, toll-free at 1-800-597-0462.
Bright Rug is having a buy it now, chance it later sale. We've started with 1 million square feet of carpet, priced them lower than ever before, and we're just getting started. Every week, the prices will drop every Friday until it's all gone. Find a stylish pattern Berber. This week, it's only $1.05 a square foot, or a soft stain-resistant texture. This week, it's only $1.89. Get it installed in your entire home for just $15. Never before have prices been this low, so buy it now or take a chance. It may be gone. Only Bright Rug.
Let's take the garden into our own hands. Soak our yards in color. Get our hands a little busier, our dollars a little stronger, and our thinking a little greener. Let's grab all the bags and all the plants and all the latest tools out there so we can turn all these savings into more colorful shades of doing. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, get colorful 11-inch premium hanging baskets for just $14.98 each.
You'll never know who's been to Vein Solutions, and that's the beauty of it. For conditions like varicose or spider veins, doctors select from a variety of treatment options that use advanced technology and are minimally invasive.
Not only did Vein Solutions help take the pain out of my legs, but I'm also excited about wearing shorts this summer and showing them off for the first time.
To schedule your complimentary venous screening evaluation, call 614-366-8346 or visit veinsolutions.com.
All right, welcome back. I want to apologize just now before we start this interview in case you are eating lunch right now. We're going to be talking about something very unpleasant and embarrassing. It's a habit that our dogs can sometimes have. It's when they eat their waste that they leave out in the yard. Today, OSU veterinarian animal behaviorist Dr. Megan Herron is here to answer the question. I know we're laughing, but it is kind of a serious matter here. Before we talk about it, though, we want to meet this little guy because we've got a great little puppy here that needs a forever home.
Yes, this is Brutus. Brutus is a puppy. I think he's a beagle mix, somewhere between 4 and 5 months of age, and he was actually adopted as a puppy and then returned. Just a little bit too much energy for the family who originally adopted him, so he's looking for an active home, where he can run and play and be a puppy for as long as possible. Absolutely.
Yeah,
apparently, he has a habit of eating socks too.
Okay.
So doesn't eat.
So if you have designer socks, you probably don't want to take him,
or at least pick him up.
Or at least, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Good point. Okay, so why on earth would a dog want to do this? And we're talking about literally eating the stools that they make, or even worse, from another animal.
Exactly. And there can be medical conditions that can cause an animal to eat its own waste, either because they're not digesting or not absorbing the nutrients they eat properly. Other times it can be a habit that forms. Let's say they were a stray or went through a period of starvation where that was the only thing they had available to eat. So sometimes that can develop as a habit and then stay with the animal later.
So do we need to be worried, though, if we're a pet owner and we see this happening? Is this, you said it could be something serious.
Right. I definitely recommend checking with your veterinarian if you do notice your dog doing this, especially for an adult dog if it suddenly starts, but certainly something that is manageable.
Okay, so how common is this?
I wouldn't say it's very common, but for puppies we definitely can see it a little more likely, just as curiosity.
Now, my first response would be like, no, and then a good little tap on the nose. But do we want to yell at them, or how do we?
It tends not to be the most effective way to prevent them from doing that, because if you yell at them, they'll just do it when you're not watching. And it doesn't prevent them from learning not to do it.
So what can we do?
Well, what I recommend is having the owners pick up in the yard, first and foremost, and going outside with the dog, keeping them on leash, and actually giving them a treat after they have a bowel movement in the yard, so they look forward to what's in front of them rather than what's behind them.
That's a good way to put it.
And in some cases, if it's severe, we do need to look at the rest of the dog, do some other behavior modifications. Sometimes they need to wear a little basket muzzle if they're in areas where there's a lot of waste on the ground. But typically picking up after the dog, making sure they're healthy, and teaching them to take a treat after they have a bowel movement rather than looking behind them for a treat is
all right. How does somebody take little Brutus home?
They can come visit us at the Franklin County Dog Shelter. They can find him on franklincountydogs.com.
There's all the information for you. The number there is 462-5227.
Absolutely.
He needs a home, so take him home with you. Thank you, Megan, for being here. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right, over to you.
All right, Amy, thank you. Still to come on ABC6, a group of women, including many moms, say legalizing marijuana would be best for their families. Plus, watch as a man leads police on a high-speed chase and actually throws his pregnant girlfriend out of the car.
Millionaire, tonight at 7:30, only on ABC6.
Bill, I like you very much, but you don't have auto insurance. Here, log on to thegeneral.com. You'll get an online quote right now.
But I'm on a budget.
Don't worry. At The General, you'll get a low rate, a low monthly payment, and a down payment for as low as $59. You'll even get instant proof of insurance.
Yep. I feel like a new man.
For the best car insurance rates online, go to The General and save some time.
Are you threatened by garnishments, repossessions, foreclosures, lawsuits, or a utility disconnection? At Rouser & Associates, you can now start bankruptcy representation immediately, with many cases being filed with most attorney fees deferred. Now you can immediately put an end to creditor harassment. Don't wait any longer. Call now to see how bankruptcy can give you a fresh start. Call 1-888-8-HELP-US. Start bankruptcy immediately and put an end to creditor harassment.
Meet Kaylee, a normal-acting Ohio 6-year-old. With the body of a 60-year-old.
There's not a whole lot of time.
The rare disease and the fight for Kaylee to live a normal life.
Which one I can do?
Monday at 5.
The Columbus Women's Living Expo, May 22nd through May 23rd, a weekend of food, fashion, and fun. Ask our panel of doctors, treat yourself to a makeover, watch runway fashion shows, meet the women from Diva Nation for music and laughter, sample food, wine, and cheer your favorite chef, collect recipes for healthy living, celebrate women who win with Stacey McKay, enjoy the day with Mom on Sunday, Mother-Daughter Day, and the best shopping in town. Advance tickets $2 at Myers, May 22nd and May 23rd at Vets Memorial. Don't miss it. Enhance your outdoor living experience with Omniscapes. We are Central Ohio's premier landscape and outdoor design experts. With our pavers, stamped concrete, and one-of-a-kind service staff, we'll make your dreams a reality.
We have a barbecue and a 3-tiered patio that Omniscapes did for us. We spend all of our free time out there, and our family and friends just love it.
Call Omniscapes at 614-569-0813 to schedule your complimentary estimate. Expand your outdoor living with Omniscapes.
Welcome back. A new app turns your phone into a pocket translator. If you text more than you talk, Sprint may have a plan for you. And the iPad takes a bite out of its competition. All that and more in today's Tech Bites. Here's Benita Nair.
In today's Tech Bites, Google turns cell phones into pocket translators. Google is launching a new feature for its Goggles application that can translate text using camera phones. For example, if you're in a French restaurant and just can't read the menu, just take a picture of the words and the app will convert it for you. The service currently reads English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish, with more languages to come. Sprint will begin offering some new prepaid wireless plans next week that focus more on texting than talking. Sprint will introduce 3 plans aimed at young people that include unlimited text messaging, email, and web access. The plans start at $25 per month for 300 minutes of calling. But because the plans are so cheap, the phones are not. Carriers did not subsidize the phones for prepaid service as much as they do for contract customers. Apple's iPad appears to have taken a big bite out of the market for netbooks. Research from Morgan Stanley shows sales of the tiny laptops have shrunk significantly since the iPad was introduced in January, and they fell even more last month when the tablets went on sale. Apple CEO Steve Jobs calls netbooks junk, saying they aren't good at anything. Considering Apple sold 1 million iPads in just 1 month, others seem to agree. Finally, Facebook is expected to launch location-based status updates soon, and McDonald's will be the first company to use it as a marketing tool. The social networking site will let users post their location within status updates. Advertising Age magazine reports McDonald's is building an app that would allow users to check in at its restaurants and then see a featured product targeted to that location. It could also mean free food for letting your friends know you're eating at McDonald's. For information on all of these stories, log on to the technology page of abcnews.com. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Benita Nair.
This morning's Tech Bites brought to you by Macy's.
It's Macy's One-Day Sale Saturday, Preview Day Friday, with morning specials 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. Save big on these diamond studs, $249. Take 33% off stand mixers and food processors. Karen Scott shirts, just $11.99. Plus, save on all pillows, 60% off. And this sterling silver diamond bracelet, just $79.99. Morning specials 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. Macy's One-Day Sale Saturday, Preview Day Friday. That's the magic of Macy's.
Subway now has breakfast! Better breakfast!
However,
you want it!
Spread the word. Subway now has breakfast. Get the deliciousness just the way you want it, like the Subway Western Egg White Muffin Melt. Build your better breakfast at Subway.
I had ongoing pain, a deep ache all over. I found out that connected to our muscles are nerves that send messages through the body. My doctor diagnosed it as fibromyalgia, thought to be the result of overactive nerves that cause chronic widespread pain. Lyrica is believed to calm these nerves. I learned Lyrica can provide significant relief from fibromyalgia pain. So now I can do more of what I love. Lyrica is not for everyone. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these: new or worsening depression, or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or any swelling or affected breathing or skin, or changes in eyesight including blurry vision or muscle pain with fever or tired feeling. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. I found answers about fibromyalgia. Then I found Lyrica. Ask your doctor about Lyrica today.
So what do you think?
We need his experience.
Yeah, but he has more energy.
Now you can get the best of both.
Try Touch of Gray. Combs away a little gray without getting rid of it all.
I've got big plans for you.
Touch of Gray.
First warning weather, tracking some big changes, some hot weather and some strong storms, both heading in our direction. So let's get you set, starting with first warning Doppler as we kick off the weekend. And right now, first warning lightning tracker not showing any issues across central Ohio, just sun and hot weather. The storms right now all focused way north of here, in fact, basically out of the state. Michigan, Detroit, seeing some of those strong storms, some of that lightning. So nowhere near us yet. And we're going to be in the clear for the next several hours. But the concern really this, Storm Prediction Center this morning put out this, the threat or the risk for severe storms. And the one thing to really notice here that Columbus and the northern half of Franklin County, really along 70 and north, under that moderate risk for severe storms. It includes Worthington and Delaware and Marion. Marysville, you're certainly on the list, along with Mount Vernon and parts of Morrow County. So really focusing on the northern half of the metro for the strongest or the greatest risk for severe weather. Head south of that line and south of 70, it's a slight risk. Now we're talking about tonight, that's when I'm expecting the storms, and we're talking about the threat for potentially damaging winds and some hail. I think those really are going to be the two biggest threats as we get you past sunset tonight. And first warning satellite actually telling quite a story here. We kind of hazed it up with a lot of clouds this morning. They're breaking apart, so now we're breaking into sunshine and hotter weather. Both of those going to add fuel to the storms as we get you toward the second half of today, with things pretty rapidly changing. So Bexley at 73, Circleville within the past half hour, we've gained about 3 degrees. At 74 now in Delaware, your temperature at 71 degrees. I think we'll have no problem now that we've got the sun, making it into the 80s today and getting hotter and hotter. Well, here's first warning futurecast as we start to heat things up about 5:30 this evening. So this is before sunset. We could start to see a couple of very scattered storms popping. I don't think they're widespread. I'd say if you want to give grilling a shot, go for it. Most of us, honestly, just sunny and hot. But there's that off chance that we could see one of those isolated storms popping. You're looking at this one a little closer to Ashley and Mount Vernon. So it's possible this evening we'll pop a storm. But this is what I'm really focusing on, the line that goes through later tonight. This is about 11:30. And you can see that setting up from Bucyrus down to Marion, down to about Powell and parts of Delaware County, including the northern half of Franklin County. And that's the line that I think has the greatest potential for us to bring some damage to central Ohio. So check back in for the watches and warnings. Tomorrow, still a stray shower, no storms, not going to be pouring all day, but it's going to be windy and dramatically colder tomorrow. And check back in with us here on our website, abc6onyourside.com. First warning weather team will hook you up with Facebook and Twitter. And as you head through your weekend plans, it's just one more way to get the forecast if we're not on the air with you, and one more way for us to keep you up to speed on the storms. So hot and hazy, 84, stiff wind today. Tonight the storms becoming likely, strong to severe storms possible, and tomorrow very gusty winds. And talk about a cool down. I mean, chilly, Andy. We're looking at 58 for your high. That's after the 80s Sunday nights, but cool. 60 for Mother's Day.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Join our lunchtime web chat right now. Lots of folks on there talking about all kinds of things, including how to train your dog not to do that nasty thing we were talking about earlier. We're also playing Name Lisa's Baby, and my vote is Carmine. So log on to abc6onyourside.com. Let us know what you think about any stories we've mentioned or anything that's on your mind. Long discussion, too, about the White Castle candle and how much we all want one.
Carmine. I think it's not up to you, though, unfortunately. Just in time for Mother's Day, a group of women are now urging mothers to join their fight to legalize, of all things, marijuana. The National Women's Marijuana Movement launched in Denver yesterday. Members say that whether you smoke pot or not, the fight against it is tearing families apart and wasting government resources. Recent national polls show that more than half of women still do not favor the legalization of marijuana.
Newly released video shows a man driving on sidewalks, driving into oncoming traffic, and then throwing his pregnant girlfriend out of the car. You have to look closely, but for an instant, you can see the woman on the right side of the screen just after police say she was tossed out of that moving vehicle. Well, she luckily suffered only minor injuries, but the police chief felt obligated to stop and help her.
That was my first reaction, was to stop. I knew that she was hurt just by looking at her movement. So my initial thought was, well, I mean, we're so safety conscious all the time. I got to stop and give her aid.
This happened in Missouri. After throwing his pregnant girlfriend out, the guy continued on, weaving in and out of traffic, and even drove down a sidewalk. Police say they found the man not long after he ditched the car. They say he was hiding in a closet. No word on whether he was hiding from police or from his girlfriend. We'll be right back.
Mulch can be a gardener's best friend until it fades, but one product claims to stand the test of time. We put this special mulch to the test at 5.
E.T. tonight at 7, only on ABC6.
My dentist gives me and my children great smiles for a lifetime.
At DentalWorks, when you get a new patient exam, x-ray, and routine cleaning for just $79, you'll get free whitening for life. Imagine free professional whitening for life, a $640 value.
My dentist has all the latest advancements.
Right now at DentalWorks, get special savings on crowns, dentures, and partials.
My dentist has extended hours to fit my schedule.
There's a new way of caring for you and your teeth, the DentalWorks way. At DentalWorks, you can expect the latest technology, personalized care, and free whitening for life. Plus, we'll maximize your insurance, and special financing is available.
My dentist is a DentalWorks dentist.
My dentist is a DentalWorks dentist.
Why don't you make my dentist your dentist?
For an emergency or checkup, call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 866-941-SMILE. That's 1-866-941-7645. Or dentalworks.com.
Time to stop by RCD Sales for our open house event. Check out these brand new hideout travel trailers, 18 to 38 feet, all priced under $20,000.
Some starting as low as $10,995. Don't miss our open house May 8th through the 15th.
Only at RCD Sales.
OJ's Roofing and Siding Company has been a family-owned business for over 40 years. We use only the best GAF shingles and we'll beat any written estimate for roof replacement or repair. Call OJ's Roofing and Siding Company at 279-7816. The workmanship is great, the price is right.
More people in Ohio depend on Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield for their health coverage. So if you need an individual health plan, what's stopping you from joining?
With kids, I have to be prepared. Do you cover preventive care?
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield offers a choice of plans, including those with preventive care, to help your family and your budget stay healthy.
I'll bet my personal doctor isn't in your network.
I'll bet he is. And our large network of doctors and hospitals helps you save on the cost of your care, adding more value to your coverage.
I'm self-employed. I need something simple and affordable.
No problem. Our plans are designed for different needs and budgets. Compare plans and apply online 24 hours a day. Or call us to discuss your options. Join all the people who depend on Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield for service and value.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield just introduced new, lower-cost individual health plans. Call 1-866-796-0503 or visit us online at anthem.com/join-in.
We're following some breaking news out of Chicago, Illinois, where authorities say 2 people have been shot to death a short time ago in an Old Navy clothing store. First responders arrived, and the 2 people, who reportedly are a man and woman, were already dead. Police officials in Chicago caution there is no immediate threat to the general public, but once again, a fatal shooting, 2 people shot and killed in the Old Navy in downtown Chicago just a short time ago. More details tonight on ABC6 News at 5.
In the meantime, that's all the time we have today at noon. Thanks so much for watching. Get connected to us by checking us out on our website, abc6onyourside.com.
Once upon a child buys and sells gently used kids stuff.